Alright everybody, we have our month-end review, which also happens to be our year-end review. And I did just want to mention really quick that TraderSync is having another 50% to 60% off sale. This would be the fourth year I've purchased an annual plan at discount. I'll add an extra discount being half off. So my link is below in the description. They also have a free trial there. You don't need a credit card or anything, but you can tag your trades, see your win percentages, all that for setups, which not many people talk about, but I have a couple videos on that. But yeah, I want to get right into it, so I'm gonna go pretty far back. This can kind of be a year-end review, but we have our monthly here. Started the year right here, broken all-time highs. This zone is key. Got bought up here, pushed up, higher high, pulled back this month in July, it looks like. Also beautifully bought up. And now this is November. November's low perfectly held by October's low. And then this month made all-time highs and pulled back a little bit, but we held pretty much directly above this open of 2 months ago, so I like to see that as well. On the weekly, I have highlighted here just previous week high and low because it was the inside week, but we really didn't do much of it. But for the majority of this year, the 20 weekly moving average has been very great. We have not seen the 200 weekly this entire year. It's been a very nice year. Let's see what it so from low to high, that is 24.47 points, or percent, 1,200 points. Really great year. Now on the daily here, I have Thursdays high and low because it started as an inside day and we melted down. This is the gap up from the election night. Anytime we got near, dips were bought until this day, but only could wick through it. And just to show the entire year, you can see how great of a year it's really been. Got some turbulence, a little bit of chop, but for the most part, beautiful. Now the past month or so kind of have a head and shoulders shape forming. Just I don't like this. Very weak new high and then nasty sell. I do like the wick at this election zone though, so I still think people are interested in this area. And then if we can put a lower high here, or I'm sorry, higher low and continue, that would be ideal for bulls. Now as you can see, the average daily range is picking up. It's finally almost in the 70s, when peak of the year we're at 120 on ES per day. So today was an above average day for Friday and a holiday, pre-holiday. I think that's really good. Now in the 4 hour, there's something I want to bring up. We have, this is the election gap and this is major gap before it. If there's no middle line, it hasn't been touched before. It's a virgin gap like this one and this one. But so we have this original overnight gap from August of 23, only been touched once. Another gap here, but this gap right here from September of this year, every time we get to the 50% line, buyers are there and or shorts. But this is the election night gap here, and every time we got into it or near the 50% mark, bought up, bought up, bought up, bought up, but not enough, just wicked below it. But that's why I still have it marked. I think this is an area of interest and people want to pay that price. Now as you can see, this is the bottom of the box we created up here. We puked through it, and once we returned back to it, likely buyers here turned into seller break-even sellers. And we created a downward gap today that we failed to fill. So I'll look to see if we can do some kind of for a bull case. If not, don't be surprised if we reject off of it. Just throwing out some scenarios. So here's the 1 hour just to give you a better view of the price action. Notice how we bounced on this high volume node here several times. 30-minute. Here's this week. Last week, spent inside the prior week, pretty much putting volume in this low volume node from this day's dump. And on the monthly, this is prior month, this is December. Pretty much inside most of the time. So levels I'm watching, obviously, what is this? November's high at 61.35 and its low at 57.97, as well as December's low at 8.75. I'm watching last week's high at 61.65, this week's high at 6100, this week's low at 59.75, and then prior week's low at 58.68. For a daily zone, top of the zone below us 59.65 and the bottom of it's 59.23, and then absolute bottom 58.66, with above us being 6100 of this level, 6150, and then all-time highs at 6190. Same thing, I want to see below us this selection gap at 5950. I want to see some buyers in this area all the way to 58.90, with the absolute bottom at 58.67. Then above us we have 6100, 6120, 6150, and all-time highs. Now this is the monthly on NQ. Have this prior supply turned into demand, buy, and we pushed above this high, as well as we closed above this high, and I love to see that, as well as prior month's high. On the weekly, this year on NQ we did touch the 200 weekly, unlike ES. Really like the look of this, so nice dip buy in here, potentially so far, as long as we can clear these sellers. On the daily, looks a little more slower. Could say there's a zone here, dip buy. Lower high though, so we need a higher low or else we're going to continue. Sorry, all my drawings got deleted during rollover. On the 4 hour, I like this a lot. Have this big bull bar in this zone here. And if this NQ also has a massive election zone too, like ES right here. I'm not going to draw it out for NQ, but all you have to do is look, just like I did just on ES. This zone was bottom ticked here. That should be a nice and strong one. Lots of interest. 1 hour view, 30-minute view. Now we got the weeklies. This is prior week and this is this week. Once again, right in the middle, smack dab of all this fair value gaps, low volume nodes. And once again, look where we bounced right off the high volume node, point of control. Here's the monthly. Grinded up last month, Nice higher low. Same thing this month almost. I'll call that an equal low here. But I really like this bounce in this zone. Got all these bottom ticks to go. Now levels. Want to see us hold 21,636. 2180. I'm sorry, 21,281. And then this month's low at 2120 with above us, just all-time highs. And then on the daily below us, I'm watching 21,235, 21,000, 20,700, and 20,307 with above us, 22,122, and 22,454 all-time highs. Below us, same thing. This zone from 21,400 all the way down to 21,000, sorry, with the very bottom being 20,675. And then below us on the 4-hour, we have 21,100 to 20,975. Another zone, 20,800 with the bottom of 20,670. Above us, 22,111 and all-time highs. So it's going to be an inside week and month for us next week. So that will be a watch. We're going to stay ranging until proven otherwise. But I thank you for watching. I really hope everyone studies up, and to 2025, everybody.